Do you know how freaky you have to be to have superpowers like that? And this is how you get down? Like, you are literally running inside someone's anus, someone's pee-pee hole, and then you just do, you know, kid in the candy store, I guess, once he's inside. If certain guys had x-ray vision, you would just be at the club all day just so you see women. Women too. If certain women had x-ray vision, they would just look at guys with hoochie daddy shorts all day, look at their, you know, gray sweatpants all day, just to see who they're working with. Hey, what's going on, folks? This is Ryan, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Just My Opinion with Ryan. Before I get started, I truly appreciate everyone who subscribed. It may not seem like a big number to a lot of people out there, but for me personally, someone who just started in January, to reach more than 100 subscribers, I find that to be a huge milestone for me. So as I mentioned, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Please continue to come back to the page just to get some of my input, some insight. And yeah, I am very excited to have more than 100 subscribers. So let's keep it going. Let's push it up to 500. Let's baby step this thing piece by piece. If this is your first time watching and you enjoy the content, please hit that like and subscribe button. Even hit that bell so you can be notified about whenever a video drops. So with that said, let's get into it. We are talking about The Boys. Yes, The Boys are literally back. The Boys are back. I truly enjoyed this episode. This will be a spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen season 3, episode 1 yet. They did us a solid by dropping the first 2 episodes instead of just doing one long video, you know, breaking down 2 episodes. I'm gonna break these episodes separately. So, as I mentioned, yeah, I'm talking about episode 1. My next video, which will be dropping either later today or tomorrow morning, I'll drop out the recap or reaction for the second video. So let's get into it, man. We get started with, it opens up with like this movie premiere of The Dawn of the Seven. And in this case, Charlize Theron makes a cameo as she is playing the role of Stormfront, since Stormfront is really fucked up from the season finale. I was hoping that Stormfront was dead, but apparently she's not. But she is still severely messed up. Burn marks on her face. She got an arm missing. She really got dealt with. And yes, all that Nazi stuff, hey, that gotta go. But so Charlize Theron makes an appearance in this sneak premiere or whatever you call it. And afterwards, you know how it goes. You got the paparazzi and journalists out there taking photos. You got the fake smile and fake camaraderie between some of the people of the Seven. A-Train and Huey, they got fake smiles going on. One thing I thought was cool, Huey and Starbright, they have now made their, you know, relationship official. They're seen out in public now, holding hands, all that type of stuff, giving each other pecks. I'm happy for Huey. Huey on top of the world with that one. So yeah, that was dope. So just to fast forward a little bit, Huey goes into the bathroom. He's then startled by Billy the Butcher just sneaking up on him. And they have a little small exchange and so forth. And Huey gives Billy the Butcher the green light to go ahead and apprehend or check up on a soup, as they call it, by the name of Termite. And I always find it fascinating that when you see the the boys version of certain, you know, familiar superheroes. In this case, we have Termite, who is their version of Ant-Man. And so they got to check on this guy named Termite, and Termite, they need to keep his ass off the street. Termite is one freaky menace. Freaky, coked up menace. Keep him off the streets, please. So, just, to give us a little insight about how Termite gets down. Termite is having sex with Barbie in like this huge playhouse. Of course, he's making himself small doing this. He's having sex with Barbie dolls. He grows into a regular sized human, makes out with his boyfriend or male escort. I'm not sure what that title was, but nevertheless, makes out with some guy. They go in the back room to do their thing. And the guy says, I want you inside of me. In normal circumstances, we've all had, most of us have had sex before. You know what that means. But in this case, he literally wants Termite to make himself small and go inside of him. So of course, Termite obliges by making himself small enough to run inside this guy's pee-pee hole. And you just step back and think about it. Do you know how freaky you have to be to have superpowers like that? And this is how you get down? Like, you are literally running inside someone's anus, someone's pee-pee hole, and then you just do, kid in the candy store, I guess, once he's inside. Yeesh. And the show, stuff like this always reminds me, like, if superpowers were real, not everyone would be allowed to have superpowers for this reason alone. This guy goes inside, he makes a mistake, and he sneezes, which causes him to return to regular size, therefore killing the guy, killing his boyfriend or lover. Blood and guts everywhere. This guy is literally split in half since Termite accidentally sneezed and made himself, like into a full-grown man. So, and if we all had superpowers, like if certain guys had X-ray vision, you would just be at the club all day just so you see women. Women too. If certain women had X-ray vision, they would just look at guys with hoochie daddy shorts all day, look at their gray sweatpants all day just to see who they're working with. So I digress. So Frenchie, thank goodness for Frenchie. Frenchie almost got his ass torn into two, literally. He walks in on this accidental homicide, or whatever you want to call it, fatality. And Termite makes himself small, and he is trying to literally get in Frenchie's ass so he could kill Frenchie for, kill witnesses. But thanks to Kimiko and Billy Butcher, they apprehend Termite. And mind you, just like Ant-Man, even though he's small, he becomes very powerful like when he's small. So he was throwing Kimiko around, he's throwing Frenchie around, and it wasn't until, I want to say Benny the Butcher so bad. It wasn't until Billy Butcher has a small bag of cocaine and snags Termite up. So, wild way to start the boys, let me tell you. So just to fast forward a little bit, as I mentioned, Huey is definitely feeling like the man. He is, laid up with Starbright, which I think the real name of that particular character is Victoria. He has some type of nice corner office job where people know who he is. Like, they're like, oh yeah, he's dating Starbright, and he was the reason he helped take down Stormfront. So he is literally the man. So I was rooting for Huey Campbell this whole episode. And so we go through that. One of the main things that came across to me in this episode was Homelander. Homelander is getting a lot of questions from the media and so forth about, damn, you was dating this person, you didn't know Stormfront was a Nazi. And of course he's lying, acting as if he didn't know, but of course he knew. But you gotta save face. You gotta put on that publicity face. So yeah, that's going on. And it really took a hit to Homelander's reputation. And you can see this. I mean, he was already a nutcase, a power-hungry nutcase in the first place. But this just makes him worse. He's seeing people like his name escapes me. I'll put it in the edits, but the Aquaman character, I think the Deep. I think his name is the Deep. this guy is getting like interview slots before Homelander now, and Homelander is like offended and is intimidating the Deep to apologize for that. You know, you got yeah, he's just in a bad place, man. You know, he's picking fights with A-Train, you know, because A-Train's out there eating with 3,000 calories a day because of how fast he can run it off. Homelander's in a bad place, and clearly he is still having some type of relationship with Stormfront. Visit Stormfront in the hospital so he can get a hand job. So yeah, Homelander was wild. Don't know what else to make of it. But what I'm excited to see is two things. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see some of these, you know, regular heroes take this what's it called? I think it's called V12 or something like that. But it's to give humans temporary superpowers that last 24 hours. So I'm curious to see if Billy Butcher is going to end up taking it. I forget his name in the show, but Juan Carlos Esposito. That man never ages. He is aging gracefully. He is definitely he's looking fly. Pause, no homo, whatever, you know, people gotta say. Juan Carlos Esposito's looking good. He's fly. He's out there trying to present this present this thing to someone who's running for president, saying that, you know, they need to give this to the troops so they can all have temporary superpowers. And like I said, I like that idea. I just like the storylines and how that goes. And so the guy running for president, he's kind of on the fence about it. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But I'm already anticipating some folks of, you know, like Billy Butcher, maybe even Huey at some point, that they'll probably end up taking. I want to see what happens with that. And another thing I did like about this episode, just to kind of, you know, gradually wrap it up, is I'm liking that they're getting into kind of like the personal lives of some of these other people. For example, Marvin, who's, I guess, his alias was known as Mother's Milk. But Marvin, you know, apparently he stepped away. He's out the game. You know, he's out there trying to enjoy more quality time with his daughter. I can't recall if he was in a relationship in the previous 2 seasons, but apparently if he was married, they're clearly separated or divorced. The wife has moved on. There's another man in his ex-wife's and his daughter's life. We also, towards the end, we are introduced to another group that was similar to the 7 called the Payback. And Maeve secretly meets with Billy Butcher, and he's, you know, apparently he's going. He also receives some of this, the stuff to make him a superpower. I mean, a superhero for 24 hours. So apparently, I'm assuming in episode 2, he's going to look into this other group called the Payback. And I guess he's going to try to do some investigating about somebody by the name of, what was his name? Was it Soulja Boy? I think his name was Soulja Boy. And of course, not the rapper. Looking to the Soulja Boy and other people of the Payback and try to get some answers. They're trying to just collect some intel and maybe find out some type of super weapon that could kill Homelander. And yes, Homelander does need to go at some point. That dude is he's a menace as well. Definitely more of a menace than Termite. And one thing I do understand from Huey's standpoint, you know, he is a little threatened because we are also introduced to a character by the name of Supersonic, who is not only a superhero, but is also an ex-boyfriend of Starbright. So I can see how he could be a little intimidated. That's like a real life version of damn. Well, he got that's better than me. Well, Supersonic looks good. You know, he's already a superhero, has a history with Starbright. He has every right to be a little worried. So that kind of made that, you know, relationship a little rocky. What started out to look so good at the beginning. Starbright still saying Huey has nothing to worry about, but I'm sure some people have heard that before in a relationship. And, you know, before you know it, you do have something to worry about. So we'll see how that goes. Also, we see Nadia. I forget what lie type of name she's going by. But Nadia is met up with the guy who was trying to meet with her in the office. I believe his name is Tony. And we see that Huey also was thinking that Nadia was in trouble. So he follows Tony and Nadia and realizes, you know, he finds out that Nadia is actually a superhero as well, or has superpowers. And her and Tony get into that scuffle that leaves Tony just completely obliterated. And refresh my memory, was she like one of the main reasons or causes why people's heads were exploding in the first place last season? I want to say that was the case. So that's just going to be a crap ton of problems moving forward. Definitely looking forward to the next episode. Like I said, instead of doing one long video breaking down 2 episodes, I'm just going to make 2 separate videos. So, hey, that's just my opinion. I'm glad the boys are back. Love or hate it. Peace.